Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Living the Sweet Life. I'm your host, TJ Sweet, and on this podcast, I'm going to talk about different ways that can help you reshape your mindset, live with intention, and look at the world through a grateful lens. So, first of all, thank you for tuning in again, and I want to go ahead and remind you to hit subscribe so that you get notifications when these episodes come out every week. New topics come out every week that can help you live a life that you've always desired while still being in the moment and appreciating every step along the way. So this week, I want to talk about a topic that I've been researching a lot about, and it's something that has really added some extra intention into the way I live my life and set some goals and just the way I live and think and behave every day. And it's this empowering thought of personal agency. So personal agency is really kind of that catalyst that sometimes can get you from feeling like you're stuck or that you're not where you're supposed to be and give you that motivation and inspiration to take action, knowing it kind of reinforces that your behaviors and your thoughts and your habits do matter. They make a difference. They impact everything you do. So it's kind of the way I would really describe it is kind of like a powerful force from within. It's oftentimes people don't talk about it, but it's really something for me that has proven to kind of unlock my full potential, help me accomplish my goals while still living this life of personal fulfillment and purpose. So, really, kind of personal agency is the belief in your ability to exert control over your actions and influence your environment. So we have the choice of either being the product of our environment or the environment being a product of us. These days it's tough because we're surrounded by people who think differently and sometimes don't have the same goals or aspirations. And something as simple as even being kind or being generous or being thoughtful or giving effort is not reciprocated these days. And so it's easy to fall into that and be frustrated by other people not living the way that you live and want to live, and maybe not even giving you the effort that you deserve. But really, this idea of personal agency is about kind of taking back control of how you live your life and what you are willing to accept in your life from others. So it's really this internal engine that kind of drives you to set and achieve goals, overcome obstacles, and really kind of shape the trajectory of your life. And again, it kind of starts with this belief that it's kind of a mindset that really kind of propels you from being a passenger in life. So life just passing you by and it's happening, and certain things you just kind of get lucky, right? Getting rid of that mindset to really more being the driver of your destiny and understanding that life's going to happen, but we always have control of how we respond to it. So we can't always determine what's going to happen in our lives, but how we respond to it's always in our control. And that's really at the root of this personal agency. So I'm going to walk you through 6 different ways that can kind of help you, that have helped me along my journey of really kind of owning this idea of personal agency. And the first step is really, again, a topic we've talked about multiple times. It's just so profound, but it's about the idea of developing a growth mindset. So really at the heart of personal agency is where this growth mindset lives. And, embracing the belief that your skills, abilities, and gifts and intelligence can be developed through hard work. Right? That's at the root of you putting in the effort and being disciplined matters. That will inspire you to actually be more disciplined and take more action. So challenges really won't seem like these insurmountable roadblocks, but really there'll be more opportunities for learning and opportunities for growth. So with a growth mindset, setbacks become more stepping stones, right? They become learning opportunities, and every experience becomes a lesson in your journey towards your success instead of a distraction or maybe a sign that you're not meant to do what you're doing. The thing about a growth mindset is it really helps you kind of see things differently so that you then feel it differently, of which then you use it differently in your life. So the second thing I want to talk about is about embracing responsibility. And this is super, super powerful. When I talk with my clients, the first thing I talk to them about is understanding that they are where they are in certain areas of their life because of choices they've made. Now, granted, there are things that happen to us that are not choices that are made that have drastically shifted our life. So I want you to embrace that too. And knowing that some of the negative things that have happened in your life aren't your fault. But what you do with those things that is where your responsibility comes in. So it really kind of, again, at the root of personal agency is taking back the responsibility and ownership of your own actions and decisions, and acknowledge that you always have the power to shape your responses to certain circumstances. And, throughout my mindset journey, my mindset growth, and my studies over the last 11 years, that's been the number one thing, is I'm always in control. And once you start to see the world differently, you start to forget how you used to see the world. And, external factors may influence our environment, and that's just reality. But our responses to how those things happen is in our control. And so embracing responsibility empowers you to kind of navigate through challenges with grace towards yourself and others, but resilience and an unwavering commitment to your goals and the life you want to be living. Be responsible for that. Understand that things are going to happen that aren't your fault. But again, it's understanding that we do have the power and the choice to think differently about those things that have happened and use those things instead of letting those be the things that hold us back in our lives. And then the third thing I want to talk about is kind of a simple thought, but it's powerful, right? It adds an outcome to our daily habits and disciplines. And so it's this idea of creating a vision. So creating a compelling vision, it really kind of acts as your guiding light, or this picture in your brain that you want to achieve. And so envision that life you desire, both in the short term and in the long term, because we can't get to the long term without being in the short term. So don't just, the habit of, beginning with the end in mind. It doesn't mean forget where you are now. It means be, like we talked about last week with manifesting, it's be present throughout every step of the journey while still focusing on where you want to go. Because when the motivation and the initial inspiration starts to go away, that vision of where you want to be is sometimes just enough to keep you going. So, what does success look like to you? What is that ideal career? What is that ideal relationship? What is your ideal financial status? Whatever that may be, but create this vision, because we rarely are going to end up accomplishing a goal or a life that we don't set, that we don't have a clear vision of. And this clear vision really often fuels your personal agency by providing additional direction, purpose, and like a vivid image that you can actually feel for the life that you want to be living in the direction you want to be going. So then, obviously, after this idea of creating a vision, like we talked about last week with manifesting again, so having that vision isn't enough. The next step is the most important piece after creating a vision, and it's taking consistent action. So personal agency is not passive. It's not sitting back saying, yes, I know, I'm aware that my habits and behaviors mean something. And then you kind of sit back and just hope. Okay. We talked about this a little bit last week as well, but really it's about taking action, this personal agency. It's about kind of holding yourself accountable, breaking down your goals into manageable steps, and commit, right, to each step as being consistent in the process. Consistent growth as opposed to just intense growth, because it's easy to do something when the motivation's high and when we see automatic results. But how are you going to respond when the steps that you're taking are moving you forward, but just not as fast as you wanted or you originally thought they would? I've been doing this for 10 to 11 years. I'm not where I thought it was going to be. In some areas, I'm way beyond where I thought I was going to be. But I'm also not exactly where I want to be in every aspect of my life yet. But I'm taking ownership of that and understanding that decisions I'm making today are leading to the life I'm living today, while also understanding that there's external factors in my faith being rooted in, the idea of I'm being prepared for what's been prepared for me. But that doesn't mean I'm sitting back. It means I'm having to learn and grow to be ready to embrace the life that's coming for me. And so this idea that every action you take is really just a testament to your agency, to you moving closer to what you want, to that relationship you want, to the life you want, and even if it's to the mindset that you want to have. And so consistency over intensity. Okay, so consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So just understand that it's not just about being inspired to do something or doing something for 20 days or doing something for a short period of time. It's just commit to being consistent. Don't necessarily just commit to, completely altering your life, for a short period of time. Be consistent to living the life you want to be living for the long term by just choosing consistency and discipline. Now, this idea around personal agency often is, it's impacted by our own self-confidence and our own self-esteem. So if you are struggling with self-esteem and self-confidence, this is something that is going to help you tremendously. This thought and belief that what you do matters, and that what you say matters, and the behavior matters, what you eat matters, how much you sleep matters, just all these things. And don't let that be pressure. Let that be opportunity. Let that be invigorating of taking control back instead of just being on cruise control. And one of the most important things, these last couple examples that I have for you, as far as steps that you can take to really ingrain this personal agency into your life. This next one is about overcoming self-limiting beliefs. Sometimes the only thing preventing you from going where you want to be going and living the life you want to be living is you and the belief, your belief that you can and the belief that you deserve it. So unleash this idea of personal agency by challenging overcome your self-limiting beliefs. Doubt your doubts. If you find that you're saying that you don't deserve something, think about who is making you feel that way and why you feel that way, because it's not true, right? These beliefs can create these barriers to living the life that you want to be living in, to prevent you from, making progress and sustaining your progress. Because oftentimes we make a lot of progress along the way. And then as we start to see progress, people around us will talk to us differently or think about us differently. We won't maybe fit in the same way that we used to before. And sometimes we attach our value to whether or not we even accomplish a goal, or sometimes we attach our value into how other people see us. But, really I encourage you to really kind of explore the narratives that you hold so true about yourself, and replace those self-limiting beliefs with affirmations, with empowering beliefs. Your beliefs shape your reality, even though they may not be true in the eyes and the views of other people. If you believe it to be true, it will often shape your reality, and it will often determine whether you take that step, whether you're courageous, whether you stay where you are, whether you take the next steps. But it's super important to have these beliefs that propel you forward, not hold you back. And then this last one, again, this isn't a new topic for a lot of people, this idea of personal agency. But this last topic I want to talk about is understanding that, yes, there are things you can do in your life to dictate the direction that you're going. But the most important thing I can tell you, and I can speak firsthand to this, is support and resources from the people around you are imperative. Nobody does anything by themselves. And if they feel like they did, they'll regret it every step of the way. Don't block out the people that are trying to support you. Don't block out the resources just because you think you need to do it by yourself, because that's not real. That's not true either. So while personal agency often feels like an individual self-accountability and individual choices, and kind of the sense of empowerment, personal empowerment, it doesn't mean doing it alone. Recognize when you need to seek support and leverage the resources that you have, and surround yourself with people that are supportive, that are honest with you, and that challenge your own self-limiting beliefs. And seek guidance from a mentor or a coach, or really kind of understand that what you listen to and what you read is also shaping how you think. So find resources that make you feel inspired. There are often times where we get stuck in a routine of watching the same things, or reading the same things, or listening to the same things. Now, if those things are helping you either reduce your stress, make you feel more like yourself, bringing joy to your life, by all means. But if those things are adding stress to your life, and if those things are distracting you, and then you feel worse after watching or listening or reading them, then don't, right? This is the idea of personal agency. You are in control of that. Like some of the most incredible people I know in my life, they're so good at this, and they take ownership of this. And so they're like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to watch TV for a little while, or I'm not going to be on social media for a little while, because they know themselves and they can sense what it's doing to them. Now, there are times where we can use those things in a different place that actually fuel us. So my goal and my plan, my purpose is to shift the narrative of books and podcasts and, of just conversations, of daily conversations, and, going out and speaking to the world, to speaking a different message about what's possible. And so the people that I have in my life that I'm the most grateful for are the most tremendous resource for me in my life. They inspire me to be better. They challenge me. They make me dig deeper. They make me believe in myself in ways that I didn't even know was possible. And these are the people that are going to help you understand that your habits and behaviors matter. Because thinking about how your behaviors impact your life and the lives of the people you're the most grateful for will instantly make you feel more inspired to make better choices and pursue something in your life that is going to impact your life and impact the lives of the people that you love and you're the most grateful for. So, kind of a quick recap of cultivating this growth mindset like I talked about, and setting intentional goals with creating this vision, but also giving yourself the power of embracing responsibility, and taking consistent action, overcoming your self-limiting beliefs, and seeking support. All of these things will help you build your deeper sense of personal agency, but also improve your self-confidence, your resilience, your gratitude, your joy, and your optimism of what's to come in your life. So understanding that your journey is uniquely yours. Don't get caught up in watching my story or anybody else's story. And trust me, what people show on social media is the side that they want you to see. But we often struggle with this idea because we see everything in our lives, but we only see the highlights of other people. So really let personal agency of your own behaviors, your own actions, your own thoughts, let that be the catalyst to transforming your dreams into your reality, and surround yourself with people that want to invest in you and want to see your dreams become reality for you. So really kind of embrace this power within you already, and let this idea of personal agency kind of be that driving force of the things that you need to propel you forward towards your aspirations that you have. And this idea of a transformative journey, it's about taking ownership and being aware that you are the type of person who can be disciplined, who can contribute to others, who can make choices that are in their best interest. Our future selves require our today selves to make better choices. So, as you listen to this, share it with somebody else who's maybe struggling with where they are in their life in certain aspects, or maybe they're struggling with their goals or their journey, and just know that everybody has this power to take back control of our thoughts, our behaviors, and our actions. So I appreciate you joining this episode. I hope it's been meaningful and impactful for you. And again, I hope you're inspired to think deeper about your personal agency and how the thoughts and behaviors that you have are leading to the life that you're living. And just know that even though life doesn't always go the way we want it to go, we always have the control and the power to respond to life instead of just react to it. So again, I hope you subscribe to this episode. If you haven't yet, go do that now so you get notifications every week. Share this episode, talk about it with somebody, because the idea of just getting information from people and not sharing it back out kind of stops the flow of growth for everybody. And you never know, you may say one thing to somebody someday and it may actually be the one thing they needed to hear. So if you want to reach out to me, again, my email is tj@tjsweet.net and my website is tjsweet.net. Please send a message out there. You'll see a Wheel of Life assessment out there that will help you on your journey of personal agency. And to the people that I'm the most grateful for, I appreciate you. And you are the reason why I do what I do in my life. And you are the reason why personal agency is so powerful in my life. So thank you. And I appreciate you. And I'll always wrap up every episode by reminding you that you always have the power and the choice to reshape your mindset, look at the world through a grateful lens, and live with intention. Until the next episode, never stop.